Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is Kidlit Joy and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a book haul to start the new year. So I've been fairly quiet recently, it's just because December got really hectic and I just didn't have the time or the bandwidth to get through as much content as I would have liked to, but that's hopefully going to change in January, so stay tuned. I thought I would kick off this new year with a book haul because I have a rather large pile of picture books that I have acquired over the last couple of months that I am planning on reading and hopefully sharing reviews of on this channel in the near future. So I thought it'd be fun to share them with you to see sort of what's coming up. I've kind of broken things into various categories just because I have some review titles and some books that I purchased because I had some gift cards. So the first collection of books are books that were sent to me for review. So there is Croc Candy by Claire Thompson and Deborah Brown. This was sent to me by Woodslane Press and it's coming out I think in February or March, but I'm hoping to do a review of it very soon. So that's coming. Then from Allen and Unwin, they sent me a middle fiction graphic novel by Remy Lai. This is Chickenpox. I'm looking forward to this because, as you know, I have read and enjoyed many Remy Lai books and graphic novels. So that sounds like a fun one. There is also a picture book from Allen and Unwin, which is Searching for Treasure by Joanna Bell and illustrated by Emma Long. This looks absolutely beautiful and also perfect for summer, which it is here. And then there is a kids non-fiction title from Allen and Unwin. This is Caution. This book contains Deadly Reptiles by Corey Tutt and Ben Williams. This is by an Indigenous author and artist, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this non-fiction. I think it's going to be great, and I know that this is one that kids are really going to enjoy, so I'm looking forward to getting into this. Before I move into the rest of the picture books, there are a couple of other kind of middle fiction titles that I have picked up, or middle fiction and junior fiction titles that I've picked up. There is Kelpie Chaos by Deb Fitzpatrick. That is a junior fiction, I believe. I'm hoping to read this really soon because I think it might be a good classroom read for the start of the year. For those who are interested, I am teaching year 2 again in 2025. There's also The Dragon's Treasure by Mark Greenwood. This is part of the History Hunter series. And then I have 2 graphic novels. The first one is Detective Beans and the Case of the Missing Hat by Lee Chen. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't remember where I got the recommendation for this from. If I can remember, I'll leave them linked down below, but I'm really keen to try it. And then there's also Matthew Riley's Hovercar Racer, which has been adapted into a graphic novel. I read this when it first came back out as a serial and then got the novel, and now there's a graphic novel many years later, so I'm kind of keen to see how it's been adapted. Then I had some book vouchers for Christmas, so I went and spent them. Most of the books were adult titles, which you'll be able to see a book haul for those on Novelty Corner a little bit later this month. But I did pick up 3 picture books that I was interested in that have been on my radar for a little while. There is The Dictionary Story by Oliver Jeffers and Sam Winston. I loved their collaboration on A Child of Books, so I was really keen to get The Dictionary Story, mostly because I love anything that deals with language and words, and it's a book about the dictionary, so I'm excited. There was also another one called The 5 Rules of Friendship by Jess Sanders and Cesar Barcelo, which I was kind of curious about because I think this might be really useful to have in the classroom about how we build and maintain friendships. And then from an author that I just adore, Jess Raclieft, there is Australia's Baby Animals. This is a non-fiction book that does explore the baby animals of Australia. And this is done in the same format as Australia Country of Colour, which I reviewed way back at the start of 2024. And I couldn't resist picking this one up because I absolutely loved the format of Australia Country of Colour. And I'm looking forward to reading all about our baby animals. This is a really recent purchase. In fact, it's still in its plastic because this book is still, I think, up for pre-order. Anyway, this one was recommended to me by a colleague of mine because the author is a friend of theirs. And this is Balluna by Matt Kazakos and illustrated by Meet Erdogan. And this one is about courage, and specifically about having the courage to fail. So I'm looking forward to reading and reviewing this really soon because it sounded super intriguing. I had a bit of a flip through of my friend's copy and then had to buy myself one so that I can read it properly and review it for you guys. Then we come to some other non-fiction titles that I have. These are ones that I've just collected over the last little while. I did pick up a whole bunch of Little People Big Dreams books because I have students in my class next year who are absolutely obsessed with these. So there is Jane Goodall, there is Lewis Hamilton, Beyonce, and Taylor Swift. I also have more of these in the classroom, but I don't have these ones, so they're getting added to the classroom collection. There is I Wonder by Philip Bunting. I just love his nonfiction. Well, I love all of Philip Bunting's books, but I especially love his nonfiction. There is High by Jess McGeechan. So this is a I said non-fiction, but this one is looking at non-fiction to do with the sky and things that are high up. And I've read Deep, which was all about things that were deep, like deep sea, deep time, deep space, all of that sort of thing. So the way that Jess McGeechan actually organizes this book is really cool, and I'm looking forward to diving into High. I also have Goddesses and Heroines by Jean Menzies, who is also a booktuber. This is just a book about goddesses and heroines throughout history and through different cultures. It's quite a thick one and I'd really like to read it. I do also have Greek myths, and I think I have Egyptian myths. Yes, and there's also a Norse myths that I don't have, so I will hopefully be collecting that one at some point. There is Wild Australia Marine and National Parks by Brentos, which is a beautifully illustrated, stylistically kind of guide, but this one does look at our marine and national parks in particular, and I'm looking forward to unpacking that. Brentos always does some really amazing work in this space. A new book that came out by Tanya McCartney is Flora, Australia's Most Curious Plants. A couple of years ago, Tanya released Fauna, which is an incredible non-fiction book for kids. There's a lot of information in here, but it is really well organized, really interesting facts, and I'm looking forward to diving into Flora to add that to my collection as well. I also have a collection of First Nations books, well, other First Nations books that haven't fit into other categories. So there is Sky Country by Auntie Patsy Cameron and Lisa Kennedy, Younger Mother by Cheryl Levy, and the artwork is by Christopher Bassi, and I believe that this is also a dual language, Australian First Nations dual language book as well. There is Always Was, Always Will Be by Auntie Faye Muir and Sue Lawson, and also Isaiah Firebrace's newest release, Come Together Again, which looks at First Nations music, song and dance. So I have read from most of these authors before. These are just new books that they've released over the last couple of months that I haven't had a chance to get to yet. All right, and then this last stack are just the other fiction, other picture books that I have acquired and collected. So there is Aura Parker's Bowerbird Brood. So Bowerbird Blues was the National Simultaneous Storytime book for 2024. This is the follow-up to it, and it looks at the family that the two bowerbirds create from that book. There is Everything You Wanted to Know About the Tooth Fairy and Some Things That You Didn't by Bryony Stewart. I can't remember why I picked this one up. I think it just sounded fun. There is Saturday is Pancake Day by Bernadette Green and Daniel Gray Barnett. I've enjoyed collaborations by these two in the past, so I'm intrigued to see what they do with that book. There is Peregrines in the City by Andrew Kelly and Sue Lawson. This one is based on a group of peregrines that nest in the city of Melbourne, and I've read it before, but I've been meaning to pick up a copy of my own and reread it for a while. Got a lot of bird books going on here. There is The Black Cockatoo with One Feather Blue by Jodie McLeod and Eloise Short. There is Puddles Are for Jumping by Kylie Dunstan. I think I purchased this for a work reason and then I didn't need it, and I need to get back into reading it. There are These Long Loved Things by Josh Pike and Ronna Joy Gosh. This is an absolutely gorgeous book. I don't think I've done a review on the channel. I might need to do that. There is Goat by Kate and Joel Temple, which is just a really fun story about the greatest goat of all time. There is Your Holiday Was the Best by Maggie Hutchings and Felicita Sala, which is just a continuation of the story of the lovable cockroach that just keeps invading its humans' lives. There is I Just Ate My Friend by Heidi McKinnon, which I was adding to my Heidi McKinnon collection, but I do need to read it, and if you're interested in a review, let me know. There is Emergency Vehicles to the Rescue by Rianne Williams with pictures by Tom Jellett. This one has featured on a few kids book lists, so I've been meaning to read it. I did pick up some books for, actually the rest of these are kind of holiday celebration books. So there is Ramadan, A Holy Month by Malik Amin. This is a little golden book. There's a big golden book, Lunar New Year, A Celebration of Family and Fun by Mary Man Kong. There is also Diwali by Sital Gaurasha Chapman. So these I'm adding to the classroom collection. Oh, there's another Diwali book. I need to look at what I'm doing, guys. There is Garland of Lights by Shitra Sanda and Amber and Hook. So this is a Diwali story. Let's see if we can get the light. There we go. And then there were a couple of Christmas books that I picked up. So there's Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Sleigh by Mo Willems. I've loved the pigeon books for ever. There is Christmas Is by Philip Bunting. As I said, I love a Philip Bunting book. And then also Bin Chicken and the Christmas Turkey by Kate and Joel Temple and illustrated by Ronna Joy Gosh. So lots of books, lots of new, exciting, fun books. In the comments, I'm really interested in knowing if you've read any of these books, if you're planning on picking any of them up, or if there are any books that you would like me to review sooner rather than later. Feel free to let me know that down below. Otherwise, feel free to leave a book stack emoji to let me know that you're here. I hope that you've all had a wonderful start to 2025. I hope it's been safe and that everyone is keeping well, and I will see you with more reviews coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye.